Good morning, everybody. We will get started in just about 2 minutes. I want to give everybody just a few minutes to join. I know a lot of people had to download the app or the software, so we'll get started in about 2 minutes. So just want to let everybody know that we will be getting started shortly. So just bear with us. I'm going to give everybody the opportunity to get everything downloaded. And so we will be getting started. All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Hope everybody is having a wonderful October so far and a good start to the third quarter. I have 5 minutes after 9, so we will go ahead and get started. By the way, this is a recorded webinar session, so it is recorded. Everybody is automatically muted upon entry. So there is a chat feature. If you do have questions over on the participant side, you do have the option to chat. So if you do have questions throughout, feel free to type them in. I am going to be sharing my screen with you guys as we go through the value add services that we're going to cover today are going to be the health advocacy, medical bill saver, the financial and legal fitness, as well as the personal wellness. Those are the three that we're going to cover in today's session. So I'm going to go ahead and share with you guys my screen that we have until hopefully you guys will see. Go. My Field Force Services screen here pulled up. The first thing that I just wanted to go over and share with you guys, some of the questions that I do get a lot regarding the value add services is kind of just like what they are in general. Where do I find information on them? And then why do I even want to deal or mess with value add services when, my main goal is to sell Aflac? Like, how do I use these to help me sell more Aflac? And so we're going to cover all of those this morning. So the first thing I wanted to kind of go over is what are the value add services. And so the first one I wanted to talk about was the health advocacy and the medical bill saver. Um, with the medical bill saver offered through health advocacy, this is an AFLAC funded service. It is available in all states with the exception of Maryland, but it is available in the surrounding states of New Jersey, Delaware, Virginia, DC, the surrounding states that we are in. So essentially, what the medical bill saver will do is it allows the participants to send in any type of medical bill and dental bill that is $400 or more. And what happens is there are licensed specialists that will, on the employee's behalf, work with um, providers, so work with doctors, work with hospitals to negotiate a payment plan, as well as usually negotiate a smaller, payment plan. So let's say somebody has a medical bill and that medical bill was originally $8,000. They can provide that into Medical Bill Saver. Medical Bill Saver will then reach out to that hospital and they may negotiate that bill from $8,000 down to 7,200 and work out a monthly payment plan of $100 a month for the next 72 months. They will agree to those terms on behalf of the employee, and it can be for any type of medical bill, old or new, and it can be for anybody within the family. So it can be for not just the employee's medical bills, but it could be for an aging parent's medical bills or an in-law's medical bills or anybody like that. And I know with a lot of employees now, there's a lot of elder care issues that we may have, Medicare issues with aging parents, those types of things. And so that essentially is what is in a nutshell what the medical bill saver can do. I also want to show you where you can find a lot of this information as well. So when we look at the Field Force Services page, there's a few different places you can go. So I'm going to cover all the different places. As we know with Field Force Services, there's always usually more than one way to get there. So one of the ways you can get there is under products and services. You click on so under products and services, we go to AFLAC value add services and click on the individual value add services. And from here, there's a quick reference guide that will kind of give you all of them, but we can click on the health advocacy and medical bill saver. And from here, it will kind of let us know the key benefits of this are resolves issues, negotiates medical or dental bills, gets help with elder care issues, can also help find and schedule appointments. That's another big key feature with this. Also, this works regardless of whether the employees have major medical or not. And so if you're working with somebody who may not have major medical through their employer, that does not matter when it comes to offering the medical bill saver as a value add. When it comes to positioning this to get more AFLAC sales and why you even want to position this when you're talking to employers and why this is something that can be a benefit to you to increase your sales is ultimately it comes down to enrollment conditions. That's it. With Medical Bill Saver and all of our value add services, a few key things to know. The value add services, this one and all of the ones that we're going to be talking about, are available to all accounts with 3 to 499 employees. So pretty much the majority of all of your accounts, as long as they have less than 500 employees, you can go in and you can offer these value add services. One of the caveats or one of the rules with the value add services is that you have to be able to see 75% of the employees so that they are aware and they have the option to sign up for this value add services that AFLAC is providing for them. So AFLAC is basically paying for this service for 1 year. And so in order for us to be able to offer this medical bill saver to the employer and all of their employees, we have to get in front of 75% of the employees. Also, that enrollment has to be done through Everwell. There are no exceptions to that. So the enrollment has to be set up through Everwell. We have to see 75% of the employees. That is how that percentage is tracked, and that's how that percentage is we're held to that. As we have the employees entered in Everwell, we make sure that 75% either are signed up or declined. Now, an employee can sit down with you and they can sign up for the medical bill saver. They do not have to sign up for an Aflac product to get the medical bill saver, but we do have to get in front of 75% of the employees. One of the things that I think some of us struggle with a lot of times is we might be able to close an account, but we go to an enrollment and it's not as fruitful as we would like it to be because we feel like we don't have the best enrollment conditions. I think we've all at some point been to an enrollment and we said, well, we could have made a little bit more money if we could have just seen more employees. Right? And salespeople are always like, well, we could sell to people if we could just get them in front of us. And so the key benefit for these value add services is that's exactly what it allows us to do. We're offering these services to the employees free of charge to both the account and to the employees. However, we just have to make sure that we get in front of the employees so that they know that they have the option to participate in this free service. And so it's great for them, but for us, it allows us to get in front of them. And so the medical bill saver, with all of these, it gets us in front of more of those employees. And so, a few things to keep in mind is good for any account up to 499. The enrollment does have to be conducted in Everwell. And there's no exceptions to that. In Everwell, under when you're doing the setting up the plan year and you're selecting the products, there's an option for the value add. So this is one of the places where you get like the key benefits. The other place where you can go and get more information, because the other question that I get probably about once a week is where can I get more information for the employer on the value adds, or where can I give like a flyer? Do we have information for that? Because the employer wants a flyer or the employee wants a flyer. All that information is available in Field Force Services to it. So under Selling Aflac, we go under the Everwell page. And let's say that we are in New Jersey. So on the Everwell page, mine looks a little different. You would scroll down until about the middle of that page. You would have the box that shows your, with level 1, level 2. But about halfway down the main Everwell page, you'll have this drop down box and it'll have all the states that you're licensed in. So yours would probably have New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland. So let's say I want the New Jersey information. So you would choose from the first box, select the state that you want the information in. And then in the second box, this is where a lot of people are like, oh, I didn't realize that you could change that. The second box will default to Everwell. And then in that second drop down, you have here the value add. So you have this is a list of all the value add services that are available for that particular state. So if I wanted the health advocacy, and what this means for the value add services with health advocacy, you'll see next to it, it has HQ. That lets you know who it's funded by. So this health advocacy, and then there's an underscore and it has HQ. That lets you know that Aflac will pay for it. So I would select on New Jersey Health Advocacy. It's healthcare fund or headquarter funded. Under the cells, you click on read more, but you don't have to. It will give me an employer flyer, an employee flyer, and then also a what's next employee tip. So all of these, if I wanted the employer flyer, all I have to do is pull it up and it's going to pull up this PDF and I can print it off or I can email it to the HR. I could save it, a PDF and shoot it over as an email to them. It's going to let you know, hey, here's nice little information on it. And it's going to say, here's all the things that the employees can do: find doctors, schedule appointments, resolve issues, information with elder cares, get answers, work with your insurance companies to get approvals, clarify coverage. You can also get help transferring medical records, So it has all of this information right here at your fingertips as far as flyers and information with that. Also, you can there's some frequently asked questions. If you're not sure as far as to what's the best, how do I get it set up and those type of things, in addition to the employee flyer and the employer flyers, excuse me, you have some frequently asked questions, what's available as far as state by state. But then also there are some SABA training courses here. So there are some SABA courses. They are not required, but it will go over more of like an in-depth about what's covered and what's not. One of the things that I wanted to kind of cover with you, because it is the same with all three services we're covering today, because all three services we're covering today are provided by Health Advocacy, is kind of what happens next. So again, we talked about the enrollment has to be done through Everwell. So when you select a product in Everwell during the during the setup, during the enrollment, the employees either sign up for the coverage or not. If they do sign up for the coverage, then again, we have this what's next employee tips. This is a great kind of handout if you wanted to print it up and take with you at the enrollment. And so to let you know, so there's a few things. They will not get any communication or correspondence from Health Advocacy. To me, it's a good thing to let them know they won't get any kind of solicitation or unwarranted communication. So they need to know they have a few ways to reach out. There's a 1-800 number that they can call, and they can let them know, hey, you can call this 1-800 number if you want help. There is also a website that they can go to. So they would have to register, but it is healthadvocate.com/Everwell. And again, that information is it's online. So I pulled it from those frequently asked questions that I just showed you. And what they would have to do is put in their name, their date of birth, and their zip code after they enroll through Everwell, save and continue, and then it will give them access depending on what they signed up for. So whether it's medical bill saver, financial legal fitness, those type of things. So this is where they can go and get online information through here. So they have online access to all the value add services, or they can call the 1-800 number and get access to the value add services. So, dependent on their preferred method to take advantage of it, they have access, and the 1-800 number is also listed down here if they prefer that method as well. So that is the health advocacy and medical bill saver. The second value add service that I wanted to go over, and again, since we're already on this page, I'll stick here with New Jersey, and we'll go into the next one, which was financial and legal fitness. Again, this is another one that is headquarter funded. But essentially what this one does is this is going to provide access to, free consultative services from licensed professionals. It also gives online tools and resources for legal and financial issues. It is primarily done online, but there's online resources that will allow the individuals to manage their money, reduce debt, save, for the future. Also, there's different calculators as far as for finances, loans, taxes, retirement. One of the favorite things that stands out for me on this one, as far as when I'm talking to an employer or the employees, is they do have download legal forms that the employees can go online and download. So we're talking about if some of the employees were interested in maybe putting together wills or executors of estate, or they have legal forms that they need access to, they can go online and download those legal forms. And then again, they also have telephone consultations. So they can go online, download the forms they need, then do a phone consultation with a licensed counselor or a licensed specialist to say, hey, I downloaded this will. What do I need to do? Or what is this particular question? What needs to go here to make this legal and valid? So they have this information available to them. And again, these services are available for the entire family. So it's not just the employee. These are things that are available to the employee, the spouse, and basically any children that are over the age of 18. The telephone consultations are good on any matter regarding, family law, criminal law, elder care, bankruptcy. These are all things, again, that most people take the time to do while they're at work. And so when I'm talking to the employer, again, I know the end result for me to implement this is better enrollment conditions. Because again, I just need to, in order to do this, I need to see 75% of the employees. But one of the ways I'm going to position it to the employer is, if you have a lot of employers or a lot of your employees are, having a lot of financial struggles or legal struggles, or we all have aging parents, um, then most of that is being done while the employees are supposed to be at work, or while they are at work. And that has a direct impact on the employee's productivity. And so if they have access to be able to do this, and it's something that they can do free of charge on their own time, then A, it's going to hopefully have them to where they do it when they're not at work. Or B, it's going to take away the amount of time that they have to spend trying to research and get all these questions answered themselves. So even if they do handle it at work, it's a quick phone call and then they have somebody working for it themselves. So it allows the employees to get right back to work and focus on the productivity. And so when I'm thinking about, okay, how do I sell this essentially to an employer? Then it all comes back down to their bottom line. But again, um, under the Everwell page, I just find the state that I want the information in, go to the legal fitness. There are again some SABA training courses for Academy Connect here, but then also some frequently asked questions, and there's an employer and an employee flyer as well. So with both of these, I could, for the legal fitness, again, talks about take the stress out of your employees' financial and legal decisions, and then it lets them know, hey, this is what all the employees get, and then what they get: less stress, more productive workforce, um, greater employee satisfaction, those types of things. So again, downloadable forms for taxes, wills, personal finance, personal tools, different tutorials they can get, legal specialists, those type of things. When I did, pull it up, they do get, for the phone consultations, it's 30 minutes per incident. And so for phone calls. So let's say you had somebody who, was needing to put their in-laws in a nursing home, but then also was having trouble with their next door neighbor. They would have a 30-minute phone consultation for free about, the nursing home issues, like, financially what to do with that. And then they could get another 30-minute phone call looking about legally what they could do with their next door neighbor. And so each one of those would warrant a 30-minute phone call per incident. And then that would also be handled again with that same website. They would go to the healthadvocate.com website, and that's where they could also get different information there as well. The last value add service that we're going to cover today, again, it's another one offered by Health Advocacy, but it is the personal wellness. Now, personal wellness, that actually goes hand in hand with our, obviously, wellness benefits. So anytime that I'm going into an account and I'm offering any one of our cancer policies or accident policies, or depending on your state, the hospital policies, um, most of which have a wellness benefit, then automatically I should be going in with this personal wellness as a value add service. Because if I'm talking about the wellness benefit on the product, then it makes no sense for me not to be talking about just the wellness as a value add, which is going to guarantee me 75%, as far as I get in front of 75% of the employees from a participation standpoint. And so the personal wellness, again, the employees go to that same website and they have access to go online and create their own, like, basically health profile. They can put in their stats. They have access to online support. It's available for them and their entire family. They have access to a dedicated wellness coach. And these wellness coaches are actually like full-time employees with Health Advocate. And Health Advocate, just in case you're wondering, is owned mainly like a subsidy of Aetna insurance. But these wellness coaches are full-time employees of Aetna, and they have at least a bachelor's degree in health science. And their main job is to provide nutrition planning, exercise routines based on what people put on in their health profile. The other thing that is a huge benefit is it gives the people who sign up for the personal wellness plan access to gym discounts nationwide. And so it's not just your nationwide discounts like Planet Fitness. It kind of works like if you're familiar with Delta Dental or VSP Vision, they go to the website, and if they've signed up for the personal wellness, it will say, okay, you're part of the personal wellness, put in your zip code, and it will give them a list of regional and like local, regional, and national gyms and fitness facilities in their area that they get anywhere from a 10 to 30% discount on monthly memberships. And in most of those gym memberships, if there's a registration fee or a startup fee, that's usually waived. And so it is a huge, huge discount or selling point when we're talking about the personal wellness. So we're talking about we can give your employees discounted gym memberships for free. You just need to see them. And so the personal wellness, again, that's another huge, huge benefit when we're talking about the gym membership. And again, these are available not just to the employees, but these are available to the employees and their entire family. And they're available to all the employees, even if they don't sign up for AFLAC. So that's another key point to make with the employer. This is available to all of the employees. All we have to do is see 75% of the employees, and we have to be able to offer 2 AFLAC products. They don't have to sign up for 2, all the employees, but we just have to offer 2 to all of your employees. The other thing to keep in mind for right now with all of these, all 3 of these services, is right now they are all AFLAC funded. They cannot be paid for by the employee or the employer. So all of these are all AFLAC funded. The employers can choose one of these services, so they can't choose all 3. So you'd have to pick just one, like whichever one makes sense based on the conversation that you have with the employer, which one makes the most sense for him and her and the employees. Has to be done through Everwell, and for right now, the employees have to sign up during open enrollment only. The value adds are not available to new hires. And so the value adds are good for 1 year. So for example, let's say I have an account and there's 50 people in it, and I talk to the business owner, and it's good for new or existing accounts. So it doesn't matter if it's a new or existing account. So let's say there's 50 employees in there, and I talk to the business owner, and I decide to go, and the enrollment is in November with a December 1st effective date. And so I go enroll in November, and I offer the personal wellness because I know the employees, and the employees needed um, gym discount, gym membership discount. I enroll out of those 50 employees, I end up signing up, 40. And all of that goes into effect December 1st. In March, they hire 5. I sign those 5 new employees up for AFLAC. They are not eligible for the personal wellness though. Okay. That personal wellness is only available for those 40 or 45 employees that I signed up in November. That personal wellness, so that value add that went into effect December is good until December of next year. In December of next year, the employer will have the option to continue with the personal wellness that AFLAC paid for, or if they want to switch it over from the personal wellness to, let's say they want to now go, and rather than the personal wellness, they decide they want to do the medical bill saver. They would then they could cancel the personal wellness and do the medical bill saver. and then whoever was there at the open enrollment can sign up for the medical bill saver. So that's how the value add services work. So it's not for new hires. It's only for those who participate at open enrollment. That may change, but that's how it stands right now. But it is available for new or existing accounts. Any account 499 employees or less has to be enrolled through Everwell. And again, you can go to the Everwell page, scroll down about midway down the page, choose the state you want the value add service for, and then in the second drop down menu, choose which value add service you want information on. And that is where you can find both employee flyers, employer files, and flyers, and then also frequently asked questions, and then what's next. Under the frequently asked questions, I went ahead and pulled that up earlier. So under the frequently asked questions, you can see it goes into general questions, breaks down all of the value adds. You can go straight to, there's a particular value add that you want. It'll give you that information. Here's the website we had talked about, healthadvocate.com. And it gives you all the information that you would need for those. So you do have access to all of those. It'll let you know right now for AFLAC funded, this is what AFLAC will pay for. Again, they can only choose one that AFLAC will pay for per year. If the employer wants to pay for some right now, depending on the state, the employer would pay for MeMD or AFLAC, the Easy Shield. Right now in our area, there are none that can be employee funded. So just keep that in mind. That cost cannot be passed down to the employee. So all these are AFLAC funded or employer funded. So under the Everwell page is where you can go to get more information. Also under products and services, there's a header called value add services. And all of this is under the individual value add services. You would just click under which value add services you wanted. There's also a reference book as well as a quick reference guide. Quick reference guide is nice. It's a quick little, like almost like a one pager, and it'll let you know, hey, here's you want the AFLAC funded value add services. That's a quick list of the employer file, flyer, employee flyer, and then the what's next, the employee tip sheet for each one of them. So that information is like a little one pager listed right here as well. And again, that was just a quick reference guide under the products and services for there. And there's also the value add FAQs as well. The quick reference book is actually a little bit larger value add, but it goes into a lot more detail as far as what each one value add service offers. All of them have the 75% rule, so 75% participation rule, as far as you need to see 75% of the employees. So have that access as well. But again, that is primarily why you want to even bother with them, is the fact that you're going in, talking to the employer, you're talking about, hey, we can provide gym discounts to the employees. That's a great stress reliever. We're able to basically give the employees access to somebody who will negotiate and try to deal with outstanding medical bills and these things that take your employees away from work, take their employees away from things that directly impact their bottom line. And it's something that AFLAC provides. You know, we pay for the service for a full year, basically as a thank you for being an AFLAC client. The only caveat is that we have to get in front of 75% of your employees. The employees don't even have to buy anything. We just have to get in front of them. So it is a guaranteed way to increase the amount of employees that you see. Now, once they get in front of you, it's up to you to sell to them. But it just guarantees that the people get in front of you, which is one of the things that we sometimes struggle with when we try to get the best enrollment conditions. We just can't guarantee that the people actually come see us. This way we know that the people do come see it. So just wanted to make sure that everybody knew what these value add services were, where to find information on them, where to make sure you knew where the flyers were, information to give employers as well as employees, where to find more detailed information, and why even mess with it in the first place. Like, what's the value as far as how's it going to help me sell Aflac? And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to check to see if I had any questions come through. One question came through: is it headquarter funded for a specific time? Yes, it is headquarter funded for 12 months. That's a great question. So every value add service, or the value add services that we have, the employers can choose one, and that Aflac funds, and Aflac will fund it for 12 months, at which point they will have the option to continue that same value add service for another 12 months or switch it over to another value add service. There is no point reduction at all, so there's no reason for us not to offer it. It costs you nothing, no commission reduction, no point reduction, no reduction whatsoever. So that is all the information that I had regarding it. I will leave it open for questions. I will continue, but if you don't have any questions, thank you so much for your time. Go out and make it a killer Monday. The other question was, after the headquarter paid year, can employees not continue the coverage on their own? For the most part, depending on the type of service, it's going to vary. For example, if they have a program like Easy Shield, the employees can continue it on their own. For the financial and legal fitness, right now they cannot. So that's going to be something I would not guarantee that they can continue it on their own after a year. But because right now we kind of prepay for a year. And so I would say I wouldn't make that promise. That's going to be something that changes or could change down the road. So I would not kind of make that guarantee there. And let's see here. So I've had that question twice. So again, that's the answer to that one is, after the year, can employees continue the coverage on their own? And again, that's going to vary by service. And so one of the things I would recommend right now is, if you check the frequently asked questions with each of the services, that will continue. Again, for example, I know with Easy Shield, they can. We would have to check with each state for like the medical bill saver and those kind of things. But I know for the health advocacy, as it stands today, the answer is no. Is there a place to find out? Yes, frequently asked questions. Is there a place to find out where programs can be continued on their own? The frequently asked questions. I do know that the ones that we covered today cannot be. I cannot speak to the other ones outside of Easy Shield. Great question. Let's see. Minimum group size is 3. So 3 to 499. The company is located outside of Maryland, and the value adds be offered to the employees located in Maryland. That's actually a really good question. Now I'll show you where to find that, because The reason I say that is it breaks it down into, because I know like with Maryland, there was nothing available. But the question came up about like employees that live here or don't live here. State. Here we go. Put the primary account. So for Mike Maziat, so the answer there, we can still see that is if an employee lives or works in the state with value-added service restrictions such as Maryland, but the primary account address is in the state that allows a value-add service, then has to confirm the resident and work site. Assuming the account's overall address is in the state, and the employees who work in the restricted state are not eligible to live in a restricted state. So essentially, it is wherever the account is located. So let me go back to your question, which was company is located outside of Maryland. So as long as the address of the company is outside of Maryland, then regardless of where the employees live, so like if let's say the account address in Everwell, so the address, the billing address, the site of state, everything for the account is in, let's say, Delaware or DC or Virginia, then if the employees live in Maryland, it doesn't matter. As long as the account address is in, let's say, Delaware, then the employees can be offered it. But if the account is located in Maryland, so let's say the business address is in Bel Air, Maryland, then the employees cannot be offered it, regardless of where the employees live. Let's see. Is there any other? For the employer paid, the cost is also, so employer paid, so I'm going back to there's a few different questions are coming in a few different places, so just bear with me. For the employer paid, the cost is also in the FAQs. Yes, so when I go into the actual cost, so you would want to go into, like there's other eligibility guidelines in here as well. So yeah, and then it'll also let you know at the how employees. So it also lets you know after the AFLAC funding ends. So at the end of the 12-month services, the AFLAC will have the option to receive another or the same one. I must opt in or decline the value add during one-on-one. See this section for further details. Yeah, so if you're doing an employer funded option, it can be in the FAQs. The other place I would want to say, if it's not located in the FAQs, then it would most likely be in those SABA courses for each of the value adds. So it would be in one of those two places. And the reason I say one of those two places is the value add FAQs are more probably specific to that particular value add. So one of those two places, I would probably guarantee that both the cost is going to be there. This is available to 1099s as long as it has 3 W-2 employees. Yes, well, I would say this: if they are eligible for Aflac, then they are eligible for the value add. So I will leave it at that answer. As far as this is available to 1099, so as long as they are available to sign up for Aflac, they are available to sign up for the value adds as well. Can I get a reference number on that? No, you cannot. Can we offer this outside of open enrollment for the first time? You can. And that is actually, I saw that actually in the FAQs as well, I believe. I believe it was in, I know the answer is yes. I'm just trying to remember where I saw it, because usually what you're going to have, here we go, can I offer value add services in the middle of a plan year? Because again, you have to remember, plan year in the eyes of Everwell has nothing to do with pre-taxing, and it has to do with like enrollment. So yes, although it says here, and again, I am on page 5 of the frequently asked questions. And so it'll give you the more detailed explanation there. So the value add services, though, will still be offered for a full 12 months. So just keep that in mind. So that is the answer there. So it can be, but it is not recommended. Page 5 of the FAQs will give you more details about that. But just keep in mind, because essentially there's no way to run like a short plan year with the value add services. When they do the value add services, it's good for a year. So it's always going to be kind of off with that one. Just keep that in mind. All right. Click around, see if I've got any more questions coming through, and double check to make sure I haven't missed any questions. Like we're all caught up. So I will still leave it on for just a few more minutes in case there are any outstanding questions. So I'll be here for a few more minutes.